surprise to absolutely nobody that Phillip Schofield has finally been outed as lying. About maybe 9 hours ago, 12 hours ago, his talent agency has dropped him for, as they put it in their own words, on Thursday, 25th of May, YMU Group up, parted company with its client, Phillip Schofield, and it just says, honesty and integrity are our core values for our company. I'm paraphrasing. Defining everything we do, talent management is a relationship based entirely on trust. This week, we have learned new information about our client, Phillip Schofield. These facts contradicted what Phillip had previously told YMU, as well as the external advisors we had brought in to support him. As a result, on Thursday, we agreed to part company with Phillip with immediate effect. So basically, he's been dumped, fired, whatever, with immediate effect because he's lied. Now, it's pretty obvious what he's lied about when you look at the headlines. And they're all saying what everybody knew. I don't know if you saw the big circle jerk they had when he left and after he left, but that was a all rubbing his back and all kind of pretending to be there for him. And there's been a lot of reports that he'd done something so disgusting that his co-host, that she had really gone off him off screen all of a sudden, but on screen she was still there. And there was a lot of reports about this, and it's like, is this true or not? But with some of the things that are coming to light, so his brother's been put away for paedophilia, and I'm not realising I'm not breaking news here. Okay, so his brother's been put away for paedophilia, and he's just admitted, and I'm assuming this is the reason why these companies are parting with him now, because he lied about this. He's admitted that he actually did have a sexual relationship with a younger man, which he said was unwise but not illegal. Just unwise, not disgusting, not out of order, not wrong in the workplace, nothing. Reason I brought this up is very simple. I keep hearing from the left about institutional racism that doesn't exist, and they go chasing ghosts and phantoms. I keep hearing about how we're ex-colonialists and we're born with this racist gene in our body and all this other crap. Why are we not talking about, oh my God, so when Jimmy Savile did this back in the 70s, this was going on right under our noses. We didn't even know. And none of us knew. Some people in the industry did, but nobody else knew. People in the industry did. Institutional. It was in there. It was going on. And knew it in the hospitals and knew it in there, right? So Jimmy Savile, you think how long ago he started doing that? When he died, how long he got away with it all. Got away with it all. And then, if you remember, this happened in America as well. And one example is Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey tried to use I'm gay, I'm coming out as gay, even though everybody pretty much knew he was gay anyway, but I'm going to come out as gay to try and push down the sexual abuse charges that he had. So we've got the old crew, like Rolf Harris and Jimmy Savile and people like that. But then we've got the new crew. And we've got the ones that go in between. Don't forget, Phillip Schofield started as an entertainer for kids. He was on BBC. Do you remember it in the broom cupboard? Doesn't that sound ironic now? But why are we not saying institutional paedophilia? Instead, the people who have hold of our media at the moment are all far leftists. So they believe in things like minor attracted persons or people, MAPS. Basically, what to you and I are paedophiles, but they are making these letters to add to the LGBT to make it normal. We have institutional paedophilia, not just in our own entertainment industry and on our own streets, but we also have it in America and Hollywood, right? And we can't do much about Hollywood, but in our own country, as people are so indignant about racism that isn't there, they're so indignant about climate change they can't prove, why the hell is nobody standing up and saying this institutional paedophilia has to stop? And just bear one thing in mind. If this man that Phillip Schofield has sex with was really like 3 years younger, do you think he'd say a younger man? If he was 6 years younger, do you think he'd say a younger man? Nah, he'd just say a man of consenting age, wouldn't he? To be honest with you, when I first started this, hadn't done the full amount of research, and since then, it's come to light that indeed, allegedly, Phillip Schofield was with this boy. This is the guy as a child that Philip knew back then. Obviously, as you can see him in the photograph, but it's alleged that there were emails and things going between them, or some kind of contact. So he was about 10 in that picture. And then when this boy was 18, he was invited on the show, as you see in this picture. And the relationship was alleged to have happened, or been caught anyway, when the boy was 18. But the truth of it is, from all the sources I can find on the internet, so far nobody seems to know how long they were actually dating. So it could have been years. But if you take a look at the reports, there's also reports of how it was known within the circles that he was gay for years, and that he had taken a lot of young gay men under his wing. These are quotes from various different news outlets. And again, because of time, I would encourage you to look at some of this for yourself. How do you achieve that when you're an old wrinkly bastard like him? I'll tell you how. By manipulating the game. Institutional paedophilia, institutional, whatever you want to call it. If you want to start talking about institutional problems, how about the ones that are actually there rather than the ones that aren't? If you really, really care, why aren't you ripping the doors off the BBC? Why are the left not ripping down? I'll tell you why. Because they're too busy defending these people. They're out in droves, patting them on the back and saying it'll be all right. You're very brave for coming out and saying that you were gay and lying to us all about exactly what it was that you'd done. But that's all right. It was brave of you to come out and say you were gay. You've handled this so well. He's been kicked out the door at the first opportunity they've seen, when they realise that things are going to go south and they need to separate themselves from him really quickly. Just like his talent agency that would have been standing by him through thick and thin until they found out one detail, and that's all they needed to run the other way. Institutional rape, institutional paedophilia, I don't know. That's not for me to decide. That's for a court to decide. BBC, for instance, I know this wasn't BBC, but just for instance, the BBC is run by the bloody government anyway. That could be fully investigated. And this lot, they could still be investigated. All of them can be investigated. These institutions, which they are institutions for the mad far left, need to be investigated. When will they be? No, you're not brave. In fact, it was brave maybe 40, 50 years ago to come out as being gay. Now it is literally used as a deflector shield. It's got to stop. It's not going to unless somebody does something. It ain't going to be the people in the places of power. Tom Fury, Urban School.